more of that velocity offered than what ISO can give out. It's going to be Envy on this defense side. For me, eyes on Benji. Great calling in his first week. Really solid play in general. Fundamentals and fragging all looked pretty top-notch.
Yeah, also going to have eyes on Max, who's playing Brimstone right now. They've gone for the double smoke. Definitely thought he would be on something like Chamber. Been playing a lot of that, but no. A Brim. I mean, that's a rare pick. Respect.
X is going to get forward early. It's not going to be carpeted here in walls. Already, though, some step over towards the site. There goes Infiltrator is deep, living up to his name. It's going to be a trade early here, and Exa up on the corner. Can't quite get out with that gate crash that leaves Envy outside of the site.
Yeah, that was a great late pin on Exa. Just pushing through immediately, straight up walking. I mean, that's so easy for... Oh my god! Infiltrator to clean up. I mean, this is a guy who, you know, late into 2025 was at the top of the challenger scene as far as duelist goes. Would definitely be surprised if he wasn't a prospect for VCT teams this year.
Oh, I mean, he was at Ascension.
Yeah,
good showing there too.
Must have been some coaches, GMs who were looking at this guy as a potential pickup. And he's certainly someone that, in the future, I think you could see in the league full time.
And you know, last year in challenges, Winthrop played against Envy a bunch. Actually never managed to beat them. Right? So Infiltrator and Governor have not gotten one over on this squad just yet, but that's a great way at least to blow off some steam, settle a smaller grudge in the grand scheme of things. Infiltrator's going to be testing that main direction. Be a refract away.
And look, you can trust that on defense, Envy are going to go for very aggro pushes on these extremities. That was something that MIBR were able to heavily counter in their game, exploit it really to get advantages of their own. So we'll see if Crew can do the same.
Plenty to see there for Governor. Scurrying Envy players in A main, showing themselves to the Al drone, and in the meantime, they're getting active. Crew up on coast. We'll have this side. It's obviously played for pure retake as Rossi is the weak side attendant. And all of Crew are going to drift over.
It should be very free to get this plant down. I am interested in seeing what this Brim is going to be bringing to the team. I mean, you know, if you're on this, you can just get those very long-lasting smokes down.
Not too shabby here, MTA ready to receive as Envy drop down off of Heaven. MC here. Not quite walking the flash on the same timing of the smoke as the previous round, but still, Crew get themselves a flawless, and they make the right choice after that Owl drone gives them kind of all the info they need.
So that Brim is definitely going to be obnoxious for Envy and post plants. That is an obvious point to be made. We've seen in the past when teams have ran double duelists here, that they'll try to put a lot of emphasis on smoking those lanes in mid to threaten that you could just be silently creeping up mid behind them. So I'd imagine that's something that'll get mixed in at some point too.
Feels like the analog for the old Harbor we used to see in these comps on Abyss as well. Really just trying to blanket those sites.
So it looks like the teleport is going to go up mid. That is one smoke down. Multiple Envy players here though, ready to receive any aggression that could have come.
Gate crash there was up mid for Crew, but faked. Haven't really managed to rattle the cage to a great degree in this round outside of a brief exchange in mid.
And now Envy really no utility on this A side to actually stall in the choke. So this should be very easy for Crew to just bypass, get the spike down, and play out a retake situation.
See what Astra and Brim can offer you. The site is absolutely carpeted. Trying to rock a step out of tower, and MTA is going to be standing up to back him up. Spies managed to get onto the site at least, but now it's the two players. Full blind on the move. Inspire's able to spray down a second. That throws this now into some questions.
Look at Rossi on this mad flank, by the way, as Envy are getting in from the front. Kesnet into the site.
That's going for lineups. Get the molly off, will fall. Still plenty of time, I think, to make this defuse happen. It's all on Governor now.
I think Rossi was expecting just that. Some delay from the molly, but obviously, walking through tough.
Not much he can really do about that. Envy buy up in, and honestly is what Inspire's able to do there on the side, flashed out. Still find those two important frags in a very unlikely scenario.
Yeah, I want to see that on the replay. I think maybe all three players there were just blinded, which is why there wasn't actually the trade onto him. You know, there was a ping that came in that kind of baited Envy into fighting. I think that there must have been some level of team flash there too. And Infiltrator was just so weak that it was like a shot to the calf took him out. But still, though, that's not a horrific round for Crew. You know, a little bit of damage, they get that plant down, full buy coming up now.
Anyone have funds
and they've got Envy, some of their players in a very bad economic spot.
As you sort of mentioned already, that smoke thrown up top mid.
Revealing area.
And now you can just tell by the minimap that Envy wanted to do something aggro down mid. Look at this from Kesnit. Ready to refract if necessary, but won't take any early fight. Crew not giving it to him.
He stays though. Nagzed pinged out. He knew there'd be something behind us, but will he be able to make the correction here, or does he have an awareness of who might be lurking behind the box? He's going to go straight into this. Kesnit ready to pounce. Now we can light speed away, at least get some distance away from Infiltrator. Crew is still scurrying in the backfield.
Who's next?
Angling over towards his B side of the map here. Infiltrator with drift goes up mid and bypasses Kesnit. But might be able to lay the path here on this B side of the map.
Lay the path, but his teammates are so far away at the moment. Who can even help him? I mean, Inspire's caught on the rotate. Is there going to be a double back from Crew towards A? It looks like they're thinking about it. I mean, maybe an opportunity for Benji to catch one on the rotate.
He's trying to imply that they're still considering B with that star deployed, and maybe he will linger around it. Can't be giving himself up too early, though. This Astro util is going to be very important without the Brim later in the round when push comes to shove at A.
I think Eggster might have spotted Benji on the cross there just before the wall came up. It's hard to tell. He was making a calm when we saw him on screen there for a second. Rossi catches out Benji.
It's a pretty high price to pay to keep Envy interested in what's happening over at B, but it is going to allow Crew.
What? I mean, MTA. I was about to say MTA took a lot of damage there, and I mean, he took even more because he fell off the map.
That is
and
not.
He died. So, all on Governor.
They already had to pay dearly to get into that site. They had to trade into a single player and then lose MTA for free. Any other day, the timing might have been fine, but Rossi is watching.
Yeah, he's had some good awareness here on a couple of these last rounds. He caught Nags when he was going for that lineup with the Brim Molly to basically seal the deal on that retake, and now here just expecting the spawn push as well.
Such a big commitment from Benji onto that B side. Like, it's not that he throws that Astra smoke down, linger a little bit. No, he actually pushes up to coast and tries to make something of it. Is completely outnumbered at that side.
Yeah, it feels like he could have caught a timing there, but I think Eggster saw him. So he is inevitably dealt with. And now Crew on to the eco. A couple buckies for their two duelists. We'll see if that can get any value with the double dive.
Dimensional Drift used last round for Infiltrator. He just got picked as soon as he gate crashed back away from the site.
Yeah, honestly, that did feel like a round where you're seeing the lack of experience that these guys have together as things just got really messy with him using that ultimate, no one able to follow up off of it.
So Aldrone here is just to check mid against this heavy controller setup. You need to re-clear that safely mid-round. MTA conversion path active. Eggster is about to force him to refract away, and now Crew caught outside the site for the time being. Smoke in their way. And again, the weapons just aren't good enough for this.
Yeah, now what is the move here from Crew? They have 0 map control, but Envy have rotated players off of this A site, so a re-hit won't be terrible.
Can cycle this Nebula, Envy, and still buy some time. Ultimately, Crew are going to have to flood this choke.
Just waiting for this flash to come over the top from Infiltrator and then the burst.
Crew pinging the exact positions of these Envy players. Here they're going to hit the side off the flash. Eggster down to 50 now. 2 swinging around the corner. No problem. Eggster's able to make short work of 2. Spy chimes in. Numbers will still favour Envy as now eventually they come home to roost here at this A site. Benji with only a Sheriff would have to have worked miracles.
Fair bit of damage from Crew, but Envy, obviously with just such superior weaponry, they're able to handle that re-hit. And given that the first hit attempt got rid of all of the dive utility from the duelists, Eggster, even though he's in that very uncomfortable spot close up, he's able to just keep his crosshair on main. No one could have actually really gotten past it. Yeah, so even with 50 HP, they was still able to collect 2 nice kills.
And off all of that, burst of utility on that original hit, Crew only really had the waylay in the site. They were still, the rest of them, locked out behind that Astra smoke. So once they lost their foothold, then they had no choice but to try and run it in. Clever to cut noise and try and hit a site that would be weakened by rotates off, but yeah, the weaponry, like you mentioned, didn't put him in a good shape.
Hey, 3 kills though, they're keeping that Envy economy pretty honest. It's not out of control, so Crew team not in a terrible position just yet. I do want to see them attempt to work mid on some of these rounds, though. Start to mix that in, apply some pressure there, because so far there'd really only been the one moment in which Infiltrator used the ult up mid, but no one really followed him up there. They were just literally were not in position to follow him up there. And we've seen Envy with more willingness to fight for that part of the map, push all the way down, control it, and just keep Crew pretty isolated into just straight up pushes on the extremities. You know, we haven't seen like a good split execute from them. I mean, you know, we haven't seen a split into A with fighting in heaven, maybe getting the opening pick there and then actually having an advantage in a post plan.
Crew have been trying to use all these extra smokes to imply mid presence, right? To peel people off the site anchors, but haven't actually made use of it.
Yeah, Envy just don't care. They're just gonna fight for it. I mean, look at Keston. He's walking all the way down mid right now. That Viper wall up.
This could get a little bit
hectic. Yeah, this could be the moment. Except, I mean, Envy are pushed out of A. Benji ready, though. Or B, rather, sorry.
He's going to get some attention. That's a second for Benji. This is huge. Envy getting flattened on this B side of the map now, and they have to play catch-up. But who's been left in the rear? It's Nagsek. Can see the cross. A little bit wayward, but Poppin is still felled. Jason wants to find in the mid here to saturate.
Oh, Nags got him? That's a crazy kill to find.
Even under hindrance, it took a trade to...
I mean, it feels like, I mean, this should be a 2-1-3 because it should be alive right now. That's crazy. Now it's all on Inspire, spotted out by Benji.
Been here all round, virtually.
Yeah, really came up huge for the team. Just playing defensively, watching that push out of B. Things get so messy for Envy in that situation because you have Kesnet walking down mid, but he didn't get the info that there were so many players going into the link. And so at that point, they're just getting pinched out of that, you know, B walk down.
Blocking vision.
On account of Crew having Benji left in main and, you know, then the majority of players coming through that link to drop.
So finally, Crew are going to find themselves a bit of a foothold in these last couple of rounds. Also heading into the next round with a ton to work with. So it's nicely done. Push-offs from the site by Envy, though, kind of put themselves in a bit of a compromising position. You can sort of see where they ended up going down very deep. And she just has the right positioning here for that kind of aggression.
Nags just doing his former teammate dirty there with the hindered tap, kill, and link. Obviously, Nags and Kesnet, a lot of history together. I mean, back to the origin days of Crew, you know, debuting on the global stage.
I'm sure no small amount of pleasure for Kesnet to run up against this Crew team. If there's anybody who's going to be powered by spite, he might be one of them.
Now, emphasis again from Crew towards mid. They are trying to control this area of the map and work it more out of that timeout that was called. Fake TP to threaten that someone could be all the way up top there. And as far as Envy know, it could absolutely be a real teleport. There's two smokes on either side of top mid, right? They don't have that info.
Get Envy is still pretty dismissive about that mid potential, though. I would straight away pop and double back to A main.
And with the lack of it, Envy want to take control elsewhere. That's why you're seeing this push out into A main. Being tapped, hoping to maybe bait someone into a peek, but engagement feels inevitable.
It's Kesnet on that swing. Crew with a firing squad already for him. So certainly going to tempt Envy back into that A site. Crew with about half of the round remaining.
Wow,
starting to zero in.
Drift coming out from Exer just to get the info through A main. See how many players there are. I mean, he's not seeing a thing. They've got to know on Envy that everyone is headed towards B right now.
2 rounds ago, I mean, Crew had that play to punish Poppin as he tried to cross mid. So Envy want to be quick about this rotate. Now they know the coast was clear.
How much does Rossi want to commit? I mean, fully Exer is there. Now Exer's alone. Rossi doubles back. Oh no, things getting a bit messy for Envy, not on the same page.
Yeah, a bit of a disconnect. There is another flank in play here. And again, Benji is going to be looking for it. Inspire doesn't have the time to check every corner, and Benji is waiting for him. That's the backstab potential now shut down. Poppin wants a bit of info, but that recon is taken out. There's heavy coast presence now for Crew. And they don't look like they're going anywhere. Rossi's going to have to tempt them out here. Over the top, he's found himself his first and only. Poppin cannot really get involved.
Nice kill from MTA to close out the round. The Crew playing to one of the anti-Envy win cons, which is bait them into over-aggression and punish. That's Kesnet just dry swinging into 3 players who are fully expecting someone from Envy after they collect that orb to just keep going. That is what Envy do. And listen, we've seen that throughout their entire run as a team be their undoing at certain points. And obviously, we've also seen them get away with so much because the team's talent has always been so crazy individually. But you're going to see moments like that where it's punished. And, you know, listen, they're in the VCT now. This isn't the Challengers teams where they could get away with tons. I mean, it's funny to say that against Crew. Obviously, they have a lot of Challengers players that are used to playing against them. But
Academy players,
you know, this is
players.
When we're talking about the full scope of teams here, like thinking about their game against MIBR, where stuff like that, you're gonna get punished. They're a totally different beast.
So Envy's answer to this implication from Crew, they could be going up mid at any time, has been to push off B first. They got caught by Benji. Then they push off that A site, and Kesnet runs into 2 or 3 players all looking at him. So Envy are obviously a star for information, or at least they want a bit more clarity about what's happening on the map in these mid rounds, but in getting it, they've exposed themselves to having some players knocked off.
Really nice start here for Benji. Debut in VCT, just joined up with the Crew Academy after competing for the last couple years since 2023 in Challengers. And he's looked like a really nice player, and he's calling for the team. That's impressive stuff.
He's called some really nice games. I think that Pearl game against Fury also, between Astra and the KJ sidekicks, was some really nice game plans there.
Now look, if you're Envy on this round, you'd be happy to just walk away even in a loss, just getting some ults out of Crew so you can have an ult advantage in the next full buy round.
There's so much more insisted this round, though, about that mid presence. They've left both sides pretty weak. Exeter dueling a little bit through mid. Have to gate crash out. The Crew are tempted. They're interested in this proposition that Envy have offered them here to fight for mid and maybe get an edge that way. The now drone re-clear. Kesnet not able to do much, but Pop at least gets his. And the gate crash out of mid. Looks like Crew are happy enough with what they've done, but the spike is in a bit of a weird spot.
No, that's a good way to recover it. Just refract out to safety from MTA. And looks like the pivot towards B is going to be coming in. That's Rossi over on the site with the Stinger, trying to play in this new little cubby that was added the last time Abyss was updated. Has the wall to play around as well.
It does come at the cost of the crosshair breaking util of MTA. That sort of fast side hit.
Man, Envy really expecting something towards that A side. It's all on Rossi.
So you got to be crouching. Number of players going to challenge him. Tries to turn the flash. He gets one.
Spike down.
MTA's head goes loose. Spike out.
10 seconds left.
Now Envy have to try and find a way back in. Yet they're the ones that are going to use the ultimate instead. And honestly, pretty decent purchase there for Poppin. Infiltrator and Benji do get scratched up a bit, but now with 2 Sheriffs and a Guardian, they're going to do the real dirty work.
Yeah, get some damage off. Exeter still has 1 flash, so they could try to pop out behind this wall.
I know the divide is up, so stealth not too much of an issue right now. Poppin has a feeling about where Benji was going to be hiding, and Anax out on the side. They've seen his legs, surely. Poppin low, though. Infiltrator's going to test him from up high, but that's Inspired chiming in with the Sheriff. It's on Naxat now, and he's just tucked in the side. Poppin unaware. Full health Brimstone, armed to the gills, and no time for Inspire to salvage.
Just can't teach.
Just didn't check the corner, and Nags is able to stand there tucked. Free little kill to close out the round. Well played from him to get that over the finish line. Obviously got extremely dangerous for the Crew side. But hey, they get the round win, and they got ults out. So they're very, very content to walk away with that. I mean, I respect the attempt from Envy, working themselves into that 3v3. Poppin knows where to send the Hunter's Fury off. And man, if he got a kill, he gets the damage, but imagine he puts that into a 3v2. I mean, that could have been the Envy round.
Viper's Pit A main means Rossi can just inhabit that area. Gonna be a pretty fast hit on towards B. Crew this time actually gonna go for it. Inspire gonna be hinted up, trying to fight on coast, but no. Governor too fast. Exeter steps up pretty much on his own. He's able to avoid the hindrance by the looks of things, and they just line up for him. Now he and Poppin get over the side, but the orbital strike is of concern. They step leftward. Out towards Connector, but Naxat is there. Great flash from Exeter. Sets up a pocket for Poppin to play from. And now Benji's on his own. Quickly, Rossi gonna get over to the site. The spike again has to be recovered for Benji, and that's gonna expose him. Rossi cleans him up. But man, it's Exeter for me in the site, causing all sorts of problems that clinches the round.
That is beautiful play from him. Just the crosshair placement, so steady with the aim for that double swing. The trade attempt over on that cliff collects 2. Great reflash so they can keep fighting. He's just obviously so comfortable with this agent. The utility from him just always just flowing perfectly, right? And just the little things, I mean, teammate ready to go off that flash as well, so they get the free kill onto Nags in the refight.
There's a sense that
excellent round.
Exter started his campaign off in challenges, looked like a bit of a gimmick player, played a lot of Yoru, just sort of ran it down.
Yeah, definitely a lot of Yoru.
Yeah. Now though, there's a sense that he's becoming much more of a well-rounded professional at this level. Still has those like crazy tricks up his sleeve that he has from his time hitting the books as a
lot of
main.
Other pro player Yorus do not. Like he's, I think really, become a very well-rounded player, especially late last year, and just has that extra layer of Yoru trickery that others don't. Exter would have never done that. Yeah, Exter would never.
Infiltrator trying to garner some form of attention. Here's the D-drift.
Here.
Exter pinged out straight through mid. He's going to look how his Dragon plays it north the B side. Looks like Infiltrator might emerge here on Heaven. Exter's about to get pretty busy. Hunter's Fury a problem though. And he never bothers looking in the Infiltrator's direction. Poppin, apropos of nothing, will step through that smoke. No way to flash himself in. That leaves Kesner and Inspire with it all to do.
Yeah, he was just risking it all for the hero play out of that smoke. And this time, you know, juxtaposed to the last time Crew went for one of those dimensional drift B splits, worked out perfectly. You know, all that util is synced up pretty nicely. I mean, specifically, it's those 2 ults, him getting in with the drift, and then there's the Hunter's Fury that comes after. Pops out while the Hunter's Fury is even just distracting Exter up top. That's some nice stuff from Crew, and a straightforward usage of the ultimates that's extremely effective on this map.
Pretty decent for Envy to be able to get to 4 rounds here, but the pistol rounds, we didn't really talk about it too much. That's going to come up in the next half. Been a bit of a struggle for Crew. They actually managed to force their last series, you know, against Fury to 3 maps without winning any of them. So it's part of their game they're going to have to be concerned about as Envy will move to the attack side soon, but we'll not dwell on that for the time being. This is this Hunter's Fury that not only tags out Rossi, but perfectly lined up to make it impossible for Exter to really handle what's being thrown at him.
It's awesome.
Now look, of course, keep in mind, this map is definitely attacker-sided. Both teams running the same double duelists, and Envy are pretty good at slamming sights on attack with double duelists, so, you know, Crew have the round advantage right now, but by no means are they out of the woods. Even if they get to 8-4, Envy are a team that can just run you over when they start playing attack. Now, Infiltrator was faking this teleport a lot, but this time fully commits.
Pulling them in!
He's Inspire aware that he's going to get some attention now with the outro coming straight through. Nova Pulse there, and MTA just gets ahead of it. Refracts on out. Poppin's able to pick up that weapon at least and take his place. And rotates though, that's the issue. Infiltrator is so far up mid, he's catching people out. Then they try and cross. Poppin knows he's on the clock. He knows Infiltrator from Tower would have been a concern. But Infiltrator will emerge to an empty A site.
And now these 3 players from Crew just content to focus on getting into main, spamming. Leicester on the drop, and Nags catches him out.
That flash hit no one in particular, definitely not Nagzet. Rossi's going to go for it, they already saved.
Poison orb emitting.
Give himself a bit of privacy with his poison orb, but he's mindful, of course, of Benji's util up on the site. There's the grab well. Give it another tap. Yeah, eventually, Rossi's going to have too many angles to follow. Yet poison orb comes down at a pretty inopportune time. And that's when Crew strike.
Yeah, I like the idea, but not able to connect that first shot on Benji, and obviously multiplayers in main. That's going to be tough for Rossi no matter what. That was a good stun and a good just removal of Inspire there in the corner.
Rossi knew he was still on a star. He knew there'd be some Astra shenanigans thrown at him once the hit came in. Okay, so this time Envy not concerned about mid again. Another push off the A side.
Look at this. Infiltrator's actually picked up the operator on attack right now for this last round. Envy pushing out of A main. Deep recon dart. Benji aware that that aggression is coming. And And now the decision for Crew is really, okay, do we try to hit the gas and get into the site right now, or are we going to try to give Infiltrator more time to work? No, it is time to go. Infiltrator gets
but that
no real opportunity.
Means that Envy know they can cross mid, I think, with a bit of pace. Try and get to the side in time. Thunder Fury Poppins found Governor here, but out of the drift, it's Infiltrator with a shorty. Not a whole lot Exeter could say about that. Still no plant just yet. So Envy have had time to get in position. Poppins super mindful of, either Benji or someone sitting there in Crow's Nest. This puts Benji outside of the play for now, but honestly, an opportunity for a late flank.
Oh, great kill from Nags. Crew absolutely scared to try and get that spike down right now. They know that they're getting flanked. There can be someone entrenched in sight who they do remove.
They're rotating off.
Yeah, they want to push even further. I mean, this could get, look at Benji on the bottom of the map as well. This could get so awkward.
Inspire is primed to see this cross.
Last player
Can he make it work? No, MTA too quick at the trigger, figuring out. Poppin has to quickly get out. For the potential of a pincer there, you'll notice that Benji's still at the bottom of the map. Yeah. Not looking good for Envy here to round out this first half.
I think Benji stayed just out of range to actually hear Poppins rotate. But now MTA definitely knows. Oh my god, I mean, just jumps straight into him and is deleted.
Doesn't get any easy though for Poppin here. Tries to light up the side, he has to drop down with the op in hand. The flick would have been massive. And Naxxat gets a second bite of the apple and devours it.
Nax is turning up right now, 12 kills with 5 deaths.
Switching sides.
Best he's looked in a map so far in Crew's campaign here in Kickoff. And I do think that is a win con to some level for this team, especially if we go further in this series and he's playing a lot of Chamber. A bit slow to start against Furia. But if he comes to life, that could get Crew over the finish line.
And by all accounts, pretty solid first half here from Crew, working the map effectively. Envy only going to be walking away with those 4 rounds. They'd like to start on the front foot on the pistol in the second half, which will be joining us just after this. Three rounds strung together by Crew makes for a decisive end to that first half. It's 8-4 on Abyss, but their opponents, don't forget, are Envy. The kind of team that when they get to go on the attack side, there's always the risk that they will run you down. And love to play fast. They got Kesner Unchained told to basically do whatever he likes. Just go to town on his opponents. See what they can do. The pistol being crucial and a pain point for Crew last week. They'd like to pick up their second of this map.
And obviously their pace can be increased even further than from when we saw them playing Abyss the last couple times with the switch from ISO to Waylay. Kesnet should just be going insane here. Some immediate pressure from both duelists towards this B side. It's definitely going to make Crew feel like the hit is coming in here. Look, the A players are already gone.
All the way entirely.
Oh my god, the fake plant TP back to A main.
There's no one there!
They're cooking right now. The site is so free. What a sick pistol round.
Really nicely put together. This is going to give Envy a massive advantage now as they can forge ahead even into what security. Get that tower presence. Look how deep Poppins been able to get already.
And now they just actually have to kill everyone. Kesnet is in danger here. Oh my god, wins the first, wins the second. I mean, is he ever really in danger with the mechanical level he's at? I don't know.
That's 2 plays plucked away from Crew's ranks now. We're going to try and go for this tower play. MTA, there's a bit of run Poppin down. Some time to be bought here with a snake bite. Extra waiting for a challenge. And Envy are looking where they need to. Inspire, though, won't have much to see watching this long, late flank. They'll have to rotate into the action in a second. Oh, nicely done. Rossi Sharp has attack. Second and third. Can Envy off a dirty fake over at B convert the round?
Nicely done from Rossi, just playing off. Extra swinging out of that smoke up top as well. Free, easy kills and connecting some nice headshots there. This was just a sick pistol round strat to bring out. You just immediately, I mean, you're looking at the minimap, you see 3 players A main, both duelists B. In this meta, you think they're just hitting B when the Waylay Yaru are going there and fake plant into TP away. That is so funny.
That rewind button hit so easily by Envy, something Crew's got to be mindful of now. Exter's already got himself up to a Marshall. Big Crew stack on A.
Just patient from Envy over towards this B side of the map. Extra wants to see what's going on, and, well, he sees 4 players, so time for Envy to go over towards this B side.
Here's the acceleration. Astrostar's being set up at B. Benji now needs to hold his ground and buy some time. Val drone in. Kesnet unaware that Benji's lurking below. Hearing all of this now, chooses his time to swing, but Kesnet does pay attention to lower. And now off the map we go. We're going to call it quits here and now.
Last player standing.
This one is done. One player down, but it was just the Marshal, so it doesn't really matter. Easy round here for Crew as often as, or rather Envy, when you're on attack and you win the pistol and the other team just throw themselves off the map almost inevitably on round 2. Possibly the easiest round in Valorant is winning the pistol round, or this, round 2 after winning the pistol on a missed attack. Yeah. It might be the easiest round to win in Valorant, period.
Pistol, though, one of the hardest. And credit to Envy because they made sure they had a setup that would give them a big edge. Now, heavy B presence, but always the potential to call a cancel on this hit.
Cutting through.
Trader wants to give himself a route of escape and chooses to take it down the coast.
They know where he's at. He was still pinged up on account of that drone.
Yeah, I don't know if they caught him with the saturate there. Infiltrator vulnerable up. Now able to get on top of the boxes. Crew swarming around this side like absolute ants. And Envy just not able to anticipate where they might emerge from.
Spike down B.
Well, I know where Inspire is. Last player up for Envy, only a Bulldog to work with now. This bonus not really particularly gainful.
Despite the info that the drone from Poppin got, the Anchors, Infiltrator, they were able to navigate the util well and reposition themselves for the fight. Infiltrator just getting up top quickly. That was nice.
Recovering.
Yeah, if Infiltrator doesn't stay sort of tucked in there at coast, he wraps around, goes over the top. Has player coverage from the rest of that B site.
Got it. Pulling them in.
And obviously this wasn't the full buy for Envy on their bonus round, but if we're going to see a Crew that can confidently deal with the fast, big execs like that on the sites, that can be absolutely enough for them to close out this game on defense, the tougher side.
Yeah, it's like fast pace as Envy can be, that really disciplined anchoring can unravel them. Saw that against EG in their opener.
Yeah, it's right there. Benji gets on a really weird little off angle, just slightly elevated on the first part of that jump up box, holding the angle. And then, yeah, Infiltrator goes back over top. Great anchoring from the two of them.
Bit more of a default vibe, at least some mid presence now from Envy. Expect this round to start a little slower. The Viper wall over on the B side is going to keep Crew interested for the most part. Always a lurking threat. Can Rossi be?
Now, Kesnet has managed to get pretty close to getting the convergent paths. They could try to, round the world, get him the orbs, maybe throw him the plant, and we'll see if that's something they opt for. But we could certainly see it be a factor in this round. Again, Benji, Infiltrator, let's see if they can repeat the success against the bonus, now against even better weaponry anchoring this site.
Take flight.
That is if they fully commit. Infiltrator could get out. That teleport is further back right now.
Might want to try and fight this even though he's revealed clones on out. Hindrance walked into by Kesnet. And here's Benji as well. Such a nuisance.
Spike down B.
Emerging from the shadows on the side. He's able to find two. He's definitely going to slow things up here for Envy.
And this is Kesnet now with the plant going to have the convergent paths to try to close out this round.
The game plan looks pretty similar as it's being telegraphed now. And if this push comes in from Link on Mask, Kesnet is going to be rewarded for this convergent paths. Nags it. Has circled back around to that high ground. Here's the paths now. Very quick dash away. MTA out in the open though. Naxat finds his from upper. Inspire concerned about it, not really knowing where the Brim is likely to emerge from. They've actually crossed past each other. Rossi not ready for this. He thought that line would have been covered. Inspire can salvage now up against Governor, who's up close and personal with the shorty. And that gets Crew. Pretty good shape.
Yeah, managed to do it again. Wait.
He's good.
Can we see the spike?
No! Oh.
I was going to say, can we see the spike? I'm like, I think he's good, but that's pretty close.
I looked at his face. 0.3 seconds.
I think he was sweating for a second. He's like, wait, did I get this? Oh, all good, all good. But no, again, some pretty solid anchoring there. Benji playing in that smoke, able to collect a couple of those first kills. And really, that timing is just unfortunate for Inspire, not seeing Nags on that cross upper. Yeah, right there. And then turns around after Nags is all the way pushed over. Crew are looking good on this defense. Winning with the convergent paths being used as well. everything's going their way at the moment.
Yeah, really no interest in trying to play for any retake setup, despite having both the Astra and the Brim to facilitate for that. They want to have those two players in the site. They at least trade 2 for 2. Nags there opting to split from his team, take upper, snuck past Inspire. That's a recipe for a big dub. And now, I mean, we're seeing it here. Envy starting to languish a little bit. This is getting uncomfortable. Been trying to slam it down on that B side a couple rounds consecutively, not finding success on either occasion. Now, likely having to deal with the threat of this Outlaw.
Yeah, listen, I gotta tell you, if I'm going up against Crew right now, I do not want to be hitting the site with Infiltrator and Denji. They look like the 2 best players, 2 best shooters on Crew in the server. I want to be trying to fight some other players elsewhere. These guys have been really, really good on that site so far. So Envy obviously not with enough cash to get a buy on this round. You know, hoping that they can leave it with Eggster having a dimensional drift. That would be a consolation prize.
Toxin.
Okay, going in numbers with 2 stingers over towards the A side RNV.
Cutting through.
Just Benji at B for the time being. How quick can they be about this? Perhaps not so much. Keza has to refract away, but X has already got himself onto the side. The Bandit going to work here. MTA pinged out in the smoke. Able to avoid a lethal blow for the time being, but is bleeding out.
There is some danger here. Ooh, Infiltrator gets a really important kill though on to Eggster. Envy need to fight forward because that Astral Wall could come down.
Infiltrator's going to get ahead of the game with this dimensional drift. The Snakebite going to slow things up for the retake out of security.
I'm back.
Eventually, Kesnin, though, is handled. Infiltrator was low. Just a foothold here for Envy, for Crew to try and get in, but Rossi shut him down. That was dangerous. Stinger did some work, but now Inspire on the wrong side of this cosmic divide. Had to guess when there might be a spike defuse attempt, and he was a little early on the trigger.
Oh,
okay.
Oh my god!
Through the box, there's something here. Governor's pretty low as well. Out in front of Benji, he couldn't stop him. Surely some spray. Just a tap would get it done, and Inspire bails Envy out of a dire situation.
That is unbelievable. Last shot with the Sheriff, nothing left to spray with the Stinger. Opportunity for what, 1 shot before the defuse comes in? The Governor was on the spike, but when Inspired started shooting, he got scared and got off. He thought he was about to get killed, so he didn't get it to half earlier. Crazy.
Let's go, baby.
Time to jump.
Crazy
That
clutch.
can get you back into these games, Wyatt. Envy now can buy up.
Look at the shift economically. This should be, on all accounts, a pretty free round for Envy unless things go completely awry because they are going hayward. Nags chilling with this judge by the smoke. They know. They're aware. Now they really know.
He doesn't have the mobility. Brim stuck out there like he's in mud. MTA trying to back away. But he is extremely low and a strong wind will blow him over. Extra blows enough hot air to deal with him.
And that feels like Envy really got some wind in their sails after that clutch round came through.
He shows himself
Enemy
here.
remaining.
Unaware that Rossi was looking the whole time. So one of those very few Vandals in the round in the hands of Infiltrator only accounts for 1 of Envy. Now we're back to a 2-round game.
Caught on the jump up. I feel like you can even see them in the cams right now that suddenly the mood has shifted. I feel like you're seeing some more smiles. They're feeling good.
I mean, why would you be there? But you get off to a decent start in this half, like you win the pistol, things fall apart on those couple of B hits, but now they're starting to put it together.
Yeah, they've got 3 very good ultimates as well heading into this buy round. We might be looking back at that Inspire clutch as the pivotal moment in this game.
I mean, it
if
was
Envy continue this momentum.
It was an economic swing round, so at least it gave Envy that extra buffer.
All right, so we have an A split coming through right now from Envy. Hunter's Fury Dimensional Drift combo, the classic. Well, there's a split from Inspire and Vents.
This is great pace here. Inspire's getting a lot of work done from Towers, tying MTA up a whole lot. The guy is full of bluff and bluster. But eventually it's Inspired that falls. The classic gets the job done. Envy still no plant yet, crawling around on that site, but MTA is going to be extracted from that upper side, and now a hit pre-plant. Make it an easy win here for Envy.
Oh, they are feeling themselves now. Enough of going B. We're done with Benji and Infiltrator. We're slamming A, and we are deleting these anchors so fast on the split. Just instant, no hesitation. Dimensional Drift into Hunter's Fury combo. Right through Vent is Inspire. And then late here, there's that moment right there where MTA opts to take a
Just
Just
fight
kept peeking. He just ran at me like that.
instead of, I mean, I think that's what MTA just classic them.
Yeah.
But if MTA, you know, maybe regretting not going for the convergent pass, it was a 3-on-4 there. But at least, you know, look, we know because we're seeing the minimap that he would have probably gotten like minimum 2 players. But he wanted to kill Eggster first and then maybe feel more comfortable. Okay, now it's a 3-on-3. I will use my ult for sure rather than the 3-on-4. But yeah, it goes down. Eco again for Crew.
Might need to be an adjustment here from Crew about how they deal with Inspire getting up mid so effortlessly, being able to challenge that tower spot in the first place.
Yeah, Inspire is definitely excellent at finding his timings on, you know, I will say like lurk positions. That's not so much of lurk as it is just like that solo split, but still, you know, he gets a good timing there to fight. We haven't really seen any of the classic Inspire round-the-world lurk flanks in a post plant yet, but I mean, he was a menace doing that all of last year. And even though it always felt like you knew it was coming, they still would not be able to catch his timing because it would be so bizarre and just so out of the norm of what a Sentinel lurking would do. But
And maybe it's not been as extreme as that, but Inspire has been in his element, especially in the second half. This one, a little bit of a slower round, but definitely high presence towards this B side. They're going to test it again.
yeah, now they're like, all right, let's go B on this round where they have bad weapons. Just mix it up here. This is the round to go back to that. Except Infiltrator gets the first, but
Contextually bad weapons, right?
Yeah, in greedy fashion, doesn't want to get that gun. Benji has loved playing in this Nebula.
He is in a real nuisance, giving very Cryo on Bind A-side vibes.
Oh, I mean, they should definitely know he's there now. It's getting, you know, recycle pulled out.
Maybe they have
Maybe they don't. He's
Maybe
just,
they don't.
oh, Benji could clutch up crazy for them.
Glad to exist for now, and Extra turns his back on him. That could be quite a costly misconception for Envy.
One enemy
Governor's got
remaining.
himself into crows, and Inspire doesn't hear him coming, apparently. This puts it on Poppin. One way or another, he was
I mean,
dead.
I'm sorry. What just happened there? MTA gets the conversion pass off. Benji is just in that smoke for years. It felt like they knew he was there. When you were watching Rossi's point of view, he's played in that smoke before and killed multiple players. I think on 2 rounds. Still catches one, and then yeah, what is going on there? Inspire, maybe like, I don't know, calling something at the time. He just did not hear Governor jumping around behind him.
Big thrifty around there for Crew, gets their noses back out in front of this game. And another B-side catastrophe for Envy. It's definitely going to have him shell-shocked.
Just stops that Envy momentum that was building so quickly in an instant.
This time, though,
Look,
Inspire
I
still
mean,
wants to work that mid.
Crew are just saying, yeah, they're going back to A, right? I mean, surely they're going back to A.
That's the right call. Do Envy commit is the question?
No way!
How is he getting away with this? A third can't be true. Inspire finally brings him down, but the damage is already done. Envy are really Poppin trying to salvage up onto the side. Gets his.
Down A.
And now it's Inspire to
Don't
pick
miss
up
me
the
too.
pieces. But that's a mosaic that ain't ever coming back together. 12-9. Crew on the precipice of taking another Abyss picked by Envy.
What a mental play from the current collegiate player, by the way, subbing in for this. Perfect timing with the jump. There was a hinder that came through. I think, was there a pop flash as well? Couldn't tell. I don't know, that was Eggster's, but yeah, just the hinder timing.
Go, baby!
I mean, who expects in that moment of the hit to have your Yoru jump around? That's crazy. And now for the final round to try to close things out, Infiltrator brings in the AWP. Did this on the last round of the first half. Again, Crew are like, surely they're going A, right? We had a bunch of players there, but at least one now rotating away.
Talk about Infiltrator getting revenge for challenges. Like, remember me, guys? I made it here too, and I'm here to make you remember. Honest Fury does catch the cross. It looked like it was Kesner coming onto the site. Flashed out, will try and work his way through. Call the cancel instead. The rest of Envy trying to filter now. Caught in the choke, lined up. Infiltrator's able to chime in now with the operator around the corner. Smashes Extra. And it's on Poppin. Through that smoke, he'll have to come one way or another. Bang! It's Infiltrator. Ends the map.
Win.
3 for him on the round. Insane. Back-to-back 3Ks. Puts Crew on top.
Stunning game from Infiltrator. And if there were any coaches or GMs in the offseason who were thinking, well, should we pick up Infiltrator? Should we give him a shot? They might be regretting not doing that and the fact that he's still in Challengers right now after putting up a performance like that.
And that is a very
insane.
that is a sheepish looking Poppin right now. Envy can barely believe what happened on the map. They were scared off of hitting that B site.